obviously very excited about our championship. Third in 4 years. Says a lot about our program, the commitment the university has had to this basketball program, our incredible fan base that travels with us, the jungle, giving us this unbelievable home court advantage here in Neville Arena. I'm so happy. Bill and Connie are dear friends, and the investment they're making in this facility, along with the investment I hope others will make, is going to allow us to continue to upgrade this facility. And you know, for 24 hours later to be able to win a championship here after the ceremony was very significant. You know, just really, it's all about the players, guys. It's all about our players. To be 15-3 in this league says they came to play every night. They really did. Now that is virtually impossible to do when you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Our guys came to play every single night. We took no team for granted. They locked in, they grinded. I think the lessons that these guys learned because of their own discipline are going to serve them well for the rest of their lives. They know how to win. They know how to compete. They know how to train. They know how to prepare. And so that chapter's closed. The regular season. Coaching staff did a phenomenal job as well. Got the best staff in the country. Now it's postseason, and it's also March, and this is when the stakes are higher and the reward is even greater. So can we get hot? That's the deal. Can we get hot? Our defense will carry us, but to win another championship, we're gonna have to pick it up offensively. Questions?
Question for Mike Higgins. Coach, now that you guys have locked up the regular season crown and you're turning your attention to the tournament, what things offensively are you guys looking to correct going into the SEC tournament and ultimately into the NCAA tournament?
Well, we'll continue to work on ways to get Jabari open. That's really hard when basically they played him almost like a box and one. Like they just face guarded him and held him, and it was a nice game plan. But they really didn't want our best player to beat them, and that's good coaching. And I thought Jabari was fairly patient, letting the offense come to him. It's got to be frustrating when they're top blocking every screen, and it's so hard in the half court. But he didn't let it disrupt him. He got enough during the flow of the game and enough in transition. We got to do a better job with our inside-out game. That's going to be a real emphasis of us. And we need to continue. Walker, like for example, Jabari was 3 for 3 from 3. Let's get him 5 shots. Walker Kessler had 4 threes tonight. He made the first one. And look, the other 2 were down. Like they were down. And a little bit more of that. A little bit more of an inside-out basketball. Our point guards did a great job. Our point guards had 10 assists and 1 turnover between Zepp and Wendell. So very proud of our point guard play.
Leads Don next.
Coach, the bench production has not been consistent over the past few SEC games. You got 19 points out of your bench tonight. Talk about how crucial that is going to be in the postseason.
Well, it won't help us in the first round of the NCAA tournament or the SEC tournament, but it'll help us if we advance. That's where the bench comes into play. It comes into play on the second night and the third night. And so the hardest one is going to be the first one, no matter who we line up with. That's going to be the hardest game to win. So the bench was good, and Dylan was really good. Wendell was obviously aggressive, and Jalen had some good runs out there. We turned it over a little bit too much off the bench, but it was a good team effort.
Alex Husty next.
Coach, you talked about throughout the season the importance of Jabari being aggressive and getting to that green light. You said these last 3 games,
Could you? I apologize. Could you do it again? I can't hear you. There's a lot of background noise.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So you've talked at length throughout the season about the importance of Jabari being aggressive, about getting him that green light when you recruited him. These last 3 games, he's had 20 points in a double figures 5 straight games. What do you see in changing him about being aggressive on
It's not about Jabari being more aggressive. It's not. He's an unselfish player. He's a productive player. And, you know, the reason why he's scoring like he is right now, when you come down the stretch and you play against better teams or on the road, every player on the floor is challenged in their matchup. Jabari Smith's going to win his matchup every night. Not every one of our players is going to win their matchup. Therefore, when we play the best teams on our schedule, and right now you are late in the year, we count on him more because he will win that matchup. And so tonight Wendell, won his matchup, or KD won his matchup, and that's what that's what you're looking at. And Walker won his matchup. So you get more guys to do it, you win by greater margins.
Justin Ferguson. Bruce, you got Chris Moore in early and he played also in the second half. Talk about the decision to play him in this one. It's been a while since we've seen extended minutes from him.
Well, we talked about one of our challenges was that our defense and our rebounding, in particular our rebounding, was not elite, and our physicality. Chris is a locker room favorite. He has had to sit behind a couple of guys that are just a little bit ahead of him and not said a word. And if I'm gonna talk about playing our bench, then I best walk it. And even if it's only a couple of rotations a game, he deserves to be out there with how hard he works. His teammates love him, and he helps us with his physicality, his toughness, and again, a lot of times at the end of seasons, coaches shorten their bench. I just don't believe in it.
Bruce, how would you assess how Kessler played, considering that he had to play with the shoulder apparatus, and how cool was it to get Preston and Chase in the game towards the end?
Well, Walker, there's nobody harder on Walker than Walker, and he gets down on himself because he cares so much. I mean, nobody cares more than Walker Kessler, and it's always been historically an issue, but he's played with greater confidence and more joy. But every now and then, it seeps back in, and it affects his play a little bit. I don't think he's bothered by the injury. I think he's bothered knowing that he can dominate, and when he doesn't, he gets upset with himself. That's all. And it was great to get Preston and Chase in the game. And Lus, here's the deal. We're happy. I'll be happy tomorrow. I'll be happy in a month about this championship. It doesn't mean any more to me right now, but it's historic. Jabari could have gone anywhere in the country. He decided to stay home, and he decided to go to school like Auburn because he wanted to be an Auburn man. He wanted his family to get a chance to see him play. He wanted to get pushed, and he wanted to get to be held accountable. He wanted to get hollered at. He doesn't know any different. And I'm just glad that he fell in love with his teammates. I promised Jabari, I said, look, I'm going to get you enough talent so we can win a championship, but I'm not going to do it at the expense of not bringing in some really good dudes, good guys, because he's a good guy. He's a tough guy, but he's a good guy. And that's the best part of our team is our chemistry and the quality of our character.
Good morning, Chad. Try to get to him quickly. Justin Wilkinson first.
Hey, Bruce. Talk about Walker and Jabari. I mean, potentially their last game. Jabari for sure, obviously Walker maybe. But how do you sort of appreciate what they meant to this team in Auburn if this is just their 1 year?
They had great respect for each other, and that started when they were in high school and AAU ball, and they both thought more of the other than they thought of themselves. And so, we had laid so much groundwork with Walker, but Jabari actually was the one that had committed to us first. And I think there were people that Jabari trusted in his life, guys that worked him out, his dad, people that he listened to, that said Auburn could be a great place. And so Jabari really helped us build this year. We built it around him. I don't know, I think Walker probably comes to Auburn because he also wanted to come home. And he also had a great relationship with me and Steven and the Auburn family. but getting Jabari sealed the deal. Walker saw the ability and the joy that he would have playing with each other. And they've complemented each other very well. We just got to continue to do a great job of taking advantage of their abilities.
Finish up with a question from Mark Murphy.
That Bruce, you guys got in double figures again for 3 points tonight. How big a deal is that going to be going forward to do it in SEC and NCAA tournament?
It's big. It's big. It's big. Making open shots, it matters. We didn't shoot it very well in the second half. I'll take a look at that, but that's how we continue to defend and rebound, make shots, stay unselfish. You know, that would be stop turning it over. Those are the formulas for success. Okay, guys?